coming up on this week's Warhammer 40k Battle Report.
So let's see what happens. The psychic film has been purged from the table. The shame, the shame. Well, Welly Wellington. Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Mordian Glory Battle Report. Today guys, we have two battle brothers facing off against each other, the Black Templars versus the Iron Hands. Who knows what has caused these two armies to come to blows? Maybe it is a matter of honour, or maybe the Iron Hands have, their cold calculating logic has decided that for the betterment of the Imperium, these Black Templars in particular need to be eliminated.
Yeah, sure, these guys. Just these guys.
Just these guys in particular. Today's mission is going to be sweep and clear. That means that there are 5 objectives. It is table quarters deployment with a 9-inch exclusion zone in the middle. Secondaries that have been picked for both sides. The Iron Hands have gone for assassinate because the Black Templars have 4 characters. They've also gone for the mission specific direct assault, which means if they control the middle objective, they will get 3 victory points. If they control the objective in my deployment zone and the middle objective, they will get 5 victory points a turn. And you've also gone for engage on all fronts. Now the Black Templars have gone for engage on all fronts. We've also gone for direct assault, so it's going to be an absolute monster mash in the middle of the board. And we've gone for retrieve Octarius data, which is the new deploy scramblers objective. So that's the mission, that's the narrative, that's the secondaries. Let's take a look at these two armies now, this clash of power armoured might. So I will be running the Black Templars today, and I have gone for a classic, you could almost say White Dwarf-esque Black Templar army. I've decided to run it this way because I have got a hunch that my Black Tide isn't as good as potentially meching my Black Templars up, but I haven't yet quite got all of the, I'm getting my excuses in early, Sam, I haven't quite got all of the transports that I want, so I'm taking a Land Raider Crusader instead of an additional 3 Rhinos, but it's a tough old beast, so we'll see how it goes. But the overall list is a battalion and a patrol. I wanted the patrol for an extra couple of troop choices, and we'll go through the list in full detail now. So the patrol, what a patrol it is. When the Black Templars patrol, they patrol in style. And the patrol has a Land Raider Crusader and then 2 Crusader squads. Each one has got 7 Marines in. Each squad has got a power sword on one of the initiates, because I can take that because I am Black Templars. And one of the sword brothers, or squad leaders, has got dual lightning claw, and the other one has a power axe. That everyone has got bolt pistols, and the rest of the Marines have got chainswords. That patrol will be led by the Emperor's Champion and Chaplain Grimaldus. Like I said, what a patrol. I like to think it's more of a personal bodyguard for those 2 characters. Moving on to the battalion, we've taken quite a strong core OBSEC force here. 6 Crusader squads. Each one has got a plasma gun in the squad, and each sword brother or squad leader has got a plasma gun and a power sword. So and the rest of the lads have just got bolters. Ideally, I would like to take bolt pistol and chainsword and all these extra Marines, just because I think that Templars are better at chopping. But I've only got enough bolter guys for to do these squads, so that's what we've got. In hindsight, it'll probably be quite give me a bit more tactical flexibility than just Zerg rushing across the board. But let's see. And I've also gone for 3 Rhinos to put those guys in, because you can't go wrong with the cheap metal box. It really does help absorb some of the enemy's initial turn 1 blow. Leading this force, we have a captain, and he has a jump pack and a power sword, and he has the relic power sword of the Black Templars, the Sword of Judgment, which is a really juiced up power sword, and his warlord trait is going to be frontline commander, which means that all units that are within 6 inches of him will get +1 to advance, +1 to charge. That could be quite helpful for when these Templars start spilling out of these rhinos. I've also gone for a lieutenant who has a bolt pistol and chainsword, and he also has a jump pack. So those two characters, whilst they can't fit in the rhinos, can keep up with the rhinos. And then we have kind of the two oddball choices here. I've got my Ironclad Dreadnought. I absolutely love this thing, and it's just a bit of a classic unit for this army. And I've also got a random land speeder, and I've simply got that because I painted it this week, and I thought it looked cool. In the future of the army, I'll actually have 2 of these bad boys, and their mission will be to literally zip around and make it really easy for me to get engaged in all fronts. But for now, we've just got the one. So yeah, that's my army. You got, 3 rhinos, a land raider, a bunch of power armor, and then a random land speeder and an Ironclad Dreadnought. I think it's got some good core units. I think it's got some good, strategy behind it. I can get in the enemy's face. I can do some bolt shots. The 2 oddball choices, you never know, they might be a bit of a curveball. But that's the Black Templars. Let's see what they are facing off against today. So here we have the Iron Hands. This is Sam's custom chapter. Each one of these Marines is meant to be like a knight in space, and he's got his own household livery. But today they are not going to be knights. Today they are going to be cold, calculated killing machines. So do you want to take us through the list, Sam?
Yep, it is 1 battalion.
Ooh, 1 battalion. Very neat. Very Iron Hands.
It is. For HQs, we got a Primaris Captain with Power Fist and Plasma Pistol. His
Very nice.
Warlord trait is All Flesh is Weakness. He has a fiber, feel no pain.
Very nice.
And the Armor Indomitus is his relic.
Very nice.
Next to him, we have a Librarian, Primaris Librarian.
Psychic Filth.
Psychic Filth. And he's just taken, I can't remember the actual name of it, it's just the give everyone invulnerable saves power.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Smite. And next to him, we also have just a bare bones lieutenant. He's got a mastercrafted bolter and a power sword.
Very good. Not taking Duke Smash Fist today with the Power Fist and Grav Pistol. Okay, very interesting.
And then for troops, we just got, very simply, 3 squads of intercessors, 7 man each one with the auxiliary grenade launcher, and 1 squad is the auto bolt rifle squad, which is the middle squad there.
There we go, okay.
The rest are all bolt rifles.
Okay, keeping it classic, well, as classic as can be for Primaris.
And then at the back we have 2 dreads, the Redemptor.
I hate dreadnoughts now. If you've seen the last few battle reports, I absolutely hate them.
Is WYSIWYG, so he's got the big macroplasma, he's got the Icarus assault pod on the back, he's got the assault cannon underneath. And next to him we have a Contemptor with the Keras pattern assault cannon. And on the far left we've got a Storm Raven gunship.
Okay, yeah. Storm Talon I think it is. Yeah. The Raven's the big flying brick.
Yeah. Storm Talon with twin las cannons and assault cannons.
Okay, very nice. A little bit of anti-armour there. Very useful against me.
Wasn't intended.
no, you have the same list every time.
Then we have a Land Raider with just a standard Land Raider. It's got the Storm Bolter, got the heavy bolters, standard Landy. And in there we've got the 5 Terminators, 3 with Thunderhammer Storm Shield, and the Sarge, and 1 extra guy with Lightning Claws.
Very nice. Very, very classic. I mean, literally, when was the last time you saw a Land Raider in a battle port? And we have 2 Land Raiders. Right. When was the last time we saw Terminators in a Land Raider? I mean, it's just... There's a lot of old schools, a lot of nostalgia being thrown around today. This is definitely one for the neckbeards, but with a little bit of stuff for the new kids as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we've got a squad of Devastators at the back, all with missile launchers.
Classic Devi missile squad. What is going on in today's battle report?
Just the Sergeant has a bolter. That's it. That's
and then these guys?
These are the Vanguard Vets. We got 2 guys with Power Sword and Storm Shield. The Sergeant has a Power Axe and Storm Shield, and 2 of the guys have dual Lightning Claws.
Very,
and that is it.
Very, very nice. Okay, what an interesting... I think both of these lists are a little bit different. Not necessarily super competitive, but both, I think, very solid, good bones, and piloted by... Not to sound very big-headed, but piloted by commanders who have used these lists before, or used these armies before. So, Sam, you have a little bit of advantage over me because you have piloted this specific list many times, whereas I haven't piloted mine very much before, but I have used Black Templars a fair bit.
It's fairly strong.
It's strong. I think it's good. I think it's going to be. It is a little bit of a firstborn versus Primaris vibe, with these intercessors and this Redemptor, but not too much. You've just got a little seasoning of firstborn. It's nice. It's good.
All my firstborn are vets, apart from.
Firstborn. I mean Primaris. Sorry.
All the firstborn are now.
So that's the 2 armies. Let's see what the field of battle looks like after deployment. So here we have the field of battle after deployment. The Black Templars have deployed an armoured wedge across their front line. We will be charging towards the enemy as any good Black Templar should. So each one of these rhinos contains 10 Crusaders, 2 5-man squads with double plasma gun and a power sword on the sergeant. We then also have the Land Raider Crusader, which has the Emperor's Champion and Chaplain Grimaldus inside. The Ironclad is holding the middle, and I should have said I have paid for his 2 Hunter Killers because I had 10 points left over and I like to be WYSIWYG. We have the 2 characters here, the Lieutenant and the Captain. And last but not least, we have the cheeky land speeder back here. Now, I did that because I wanted to try and sort of start zooming round the flanks, and maybe sort of he'll pop into the game turn 2 or turn 3. But also because depending on what Sam does in his turn 1, I might need a cheeky unit to help me keep getting those engage points. So let's see what the land speeder can do. It's freshly painted, so I imagine it won't do very much. But moving over to the Iron Hands, we have a very similar sort of idea. Big brick Land Raider in the front, flanked by intercessor squads, a cohort of characters, and a Redemptor at the flank. These units holding the objective, and these units, the Vanguard Vets and the Devastators and the Contemptor on that flank. That's all the old school. These guys are literally the veterans holding a flank by themselves, whilst the Primaris, supported by the Firstborn armour, goes down the middle. Screw them, have a test tube, don't they? Yep. So that's everything. That's all the pre-game stuff. So let's finally roll that dice to see who goes first. We've both got green dice today, so it's going to be a little confusing, but I'll roll first, and I'll get a 1.
Don't be a 1.
So Sam gets a 5, which means he has to go first. We're not sure who wants to go first, but I reckon it's probably better for the Iron Hands to go first. But let's see. We're back after the Iron Hands movement phase. So a brazen, ballsy manoeuvres by the Iron Hands. Maybe not so cold and calculated, or perhaps they've run the algorithms. For honour, very interesting. So this Storm Talon went balls to the wall, straight down the middle, going here. Sam wants to make sure he gets a big, strong point lead at the beginning, and he wants that engage on all fronts. He's also put his Vanguard Vets over there to ensure that, and the Contemptor has stomped forward, ready to punch a Rhino in the face if 5 Devastators with missile launchers don't get it done. Both of these units scored very well. Oh, this one didn't advance, but this one advanced 6, so they were pretty up for it. And the Land Raider and the Redemptor have come around here, whilst Sam's affectionately named Bitch Squad has decided to hold the backfield objective. So that is the movement phase. We have some psychic filth.
Oh yeah.
So do you want to tell us what you're going to do?
Yep, I'm going to use Psychic Fortress to hopefully give them 5 bin buns.
Okay, so it's a warp charge. 6. Off you go. He fails. Is it worth a command point at this stage? You have 13 because you've gone up by 1.
Yeah, why not? Use the free one.
So you re-roll both dice now.
Damn it.
So you just get it off. Now I have currently got 10 command points. Yeah. 5 invulnerable save is a little bit of a problem for me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend a command point, and I'm going to use the Black Templars specific stratagem, Abhor the Witch. On a 4+, I will just deny the psychic power. Is this the only psychic power you have?
I have Smite.
Okay, I'm not too worried about that. It's a big old 6. I have abhorred the Witch. There is no psychic shenanigans on this battlefield, sir.
I do not believe I can smite you, so I'm not in that line of sight.
Excellent. So I've denied all the psychic powers.
Yes.
I have achieved the moral victory. Would you like to concede now, Sam?
No.
Okay. So psychic phase over. We will. Do you know what you're going to start with shooting, or do you want a little think? There's no rush?
We'll do Devastators, why not?
Okay, he's going to go straight into the Devastators. We'll do a couple of units on camera, and then as per our formula, we will do the rest off camera. So what do you want to start with?
Every missile is going into that Rhino.
Okay.
So this one will be hitting on a 2, so use the Sergeant's buff.
Okay. Okay, he hits.
And the rest of them... Ooh.
So 1 miss. Okay, so now it's 3s for wounding.
Yep, no rerolls for this.
He's got 2 wounds so far. I'm going to borrow one of these dice, and I'm going to move that out of the way. AP minus 3 because Devastator Doctrine. Both go through. 2d6 damage. It's the big double 6. That's the way he likes to do it. Now, can we get another 6 and cause an explosion? Oh, it almost was, but not quite. Flipped over. So I will roll to see if those guys die, and I'm more than likely going to put them outside of your charge range.
Of course.
So we'll be back after that, and we'll see if there's any more shooting, so we may be back at the end of the shooting phase. So end of the Iron Hand shooting phase, very successful, all 3 rhinos dealt with, and the problem is that my men just kept dying, falling out of the rhinos. Out of 30 Marines that were detracked this turn, 8 of them died from falling out of rhinos. I've got 8 ones overall. Just absolutely shocking. Statistically I should have lost 5. That is a big deal because Marines have 2 wounds each now.
I know.
The other three were killed by this assault cannoning the rear squad here. Now, in terms of other shooting that happened, well, that was pretty much it. Everything went into the rhinos. The Land Raider, the Plasma guy went to the rhinos. These guys finished a 1 wound rhino off. So it did take all of the Iron Hand's firepower to delete my basically sacrificial units. The only thing is I'm basically an additional 3 Marines down, which is 10% of these Rhino Marines. So that is it is a deal. But it was all bolters. We have retained a huge amount of our plasma, so it's not over. No, not over by any stretch of the imagination. So let's see what the Black Templars can do. They did. The Contemptor did try to charge and finish this squad off, but unfortunately he needed an 11-inch charge and he only got an 8. Sam didn't think it was worth re-rolling. It was only a cheeky charge. So the Firstborn have been detrapped. There's only 1 real bit of armour left on the field here, but, and it is a big but, the majority of our killing power is intact. Yep. And so we shall see what we can do with these angry Crusadey boys.
I bet they're angry now.
They're pissed. They're really pissed.
Literally kicked the hornet's nest.
Let's see what they can do going in to Black Templar turn 1. So the Black Templars, angry at all their vehicles being destroyed, have charged out. The Black Tide of like 20 Marines have come forward over here. We're hopefully going to teach these younglings, these Primaris, a thing or two between our plasma and our combat capability. We've then moved these 2 squads out of the Land Raider Crusader, and Grimaldus got off his reroll to hit power, the Litany of Hate, and I used 2 CP for that, for commanding oratory, just to make sure he got it off, and then I rolled for the Canticle of Hate to give them the +2 to their charge distance, and he got that one off just on a 3-up, so he just got that. So Grimaldus has been chanting away, so those 2 squads are very, very juiced up. Let's see if they can, destroy these Primaris here. The Emperor's Champion got out and advanced 6, and I decided, you know what the fluffy thing to do is? Let's take out that Librarian. We must kill the Psyker, and I have a stratagem that will allow him, it's a Black Templar specific one, that will allow him to advance and charge. So that's interesting over there. Land Raider itself stayed back here, so it's within 3 inches of the objective, helping these 3 Marines to advance back onto it as well. And then the Land Speeder zipped over here to try and get eyes on the Contemptor, because I want to try and kill that this turn. So potentially a really big turn for the Black Templars here. We're hopefully going to try and kill lots and lots of stuff. Let's see what they can do going into their turn 1 shooting phase. So starting off over here, I've spent 1 CP for Wisdom of the Ancients, and then this squad here is going to put all of its shots into this squad of Primaris. We're in rapid fire range, and Sam has declared transhuman. So there we go. So firstly, we will do the combi bolter, and we will overcharge this because we want to get that double damage. We'll reroll the 1, so that's 2 hits, and then we'll fire the regular plasma gun and we'll overcharge it, and we'll reroll the 1. Into another 1. So he's killed himself, but that's 3 plasma hits.
Isn't it only 1? Oh, you're doing both at the same time.
Do it at the same time, yeah. And then it is wounding on 4s now, and that's 3 wounds, Sam. Your transhuman not paying off, so that was a 4, I rolled it over. That's 3 wounds, and you're on 5 ups because you're in cover from that barricade.
Oh, yeah. Made any?
No, so it's 3 Primaris Marines cut down.
Maybe. We'll try some Feel No Pain.
Oh, Feel No Pain, so 2 at a time.
Yep. So first one.
No.
Second one.
No.
Last one.
Yes, so 1 is alive. Now that means my bolter is going to go in there and try and finish him off. 2 hits. No wounds. Okay, fair enough. So we'll move on to the next squad, which will be this one here. And they will also go into that squad. So we have a combi plasma, 2 hits. We have a regular plasma. Reroll that one. So that's 4 hits. No one's killed themselves this time. That's only 1 wound though.
Hooray!
So 1 5 up.
And the single wound guy.
Hey, he makes it. And then I've got 4 bolter shots. Reroll the 1 because of wisdoms. 1 wound again. 2 up save at the moment.
Come on.
Makes it. And then we'll put the 3rd squad into them. And I'm in range for a crack grenade for one of these. So plasma.
Ooh, 2 hits.
Plasma. 4 hits.
Ooh. Come on, translate.
2 wounds.
Okay. So 5 ups. Made 1.
Makes 1, fails 1.
So he's dead unless he hits both of these.
No, not quite. So he's killed 1 more.
Almost invincible man.
Cheeky crack grenade. Reroll because of Wisdom of the Ancients. He hits. He doesn't wound. And then I've got 2 bolter guys. Reroll because of Wisdom. No. Good job he doesn't kill himself. And then a wound. No. Okay, so that's fine. How many have we killed there? 3?
And 1 of yours has killed himself.
Yes, and this unfortunate man has killed himself. So I've killed a lot of my own men so far. So that is that's that little display of shooting over there. What we'll do is we'll do the rest of it off camera, and we'll be back because the shooting phase isn't really the Black Templar phase. It's more about the charge and the assault phase. So you've got a little idea of what a cheeky sort of tactical marine equivalent castle can do. So we'll be back at the end of the Black Templar shooting phase. So end of the Black Templar shooting phase. An interesting result. So we ended up doing 5 wounds to this land raid with overcharged plasma from the squad that was here that couldn't see the intercessors. And then Sam actually made all his saves against my 2 crack rockets. He got 2 5-ups against that. So two 4-ups, and then he got the cheeky 6 against the melter gun, which is really unfortunate. I guess we're just gonna have to charge him, finish him off in the charge phase, and then this land speeder zipped over here to get me some engage points, and then actually got 2 hits and 2 wounds with the multi-melter, and Sam got double 5.
Yes,
got double 6 actually. I will forever be plagued by dreadnoughts. Then the assault cannon did do 3 wounds to it though, and then the land raider fired everything into it, and it's got 1 wound left. Sam did continue to make lots of saves against the pistols, and he actually made a 5-up save against Grimaldus's plasma pistol. So he has made a shitload of saves this turn, but that's what Contemptors always do. They do make it 5-up saves, often feel like 2-up saves when I'm facing them. So we'll be back at, what we'll do is we'll do all the charges. It's going to be a lot. Basically, I'm going to try and mob them. He's going to try and go into that. So we're going to try and do loads of charges here. Let's see what we can do after the charge phase. So the lines have clashed. This 2-man squad made the charge, this 4-man squad and this 5-man squad have all made the charge on these intercessors. The Dreadnought has made the charge onto the Land Raider, and these 2 squads have made the charge onto the intercessors. I actually put 3 Marines onto this Contempt because I really, really, really want it to die, and I've also done the Emperor's Champion into the Librarian. I wasn't sure where to put the Emperor's Champion, but then I realised he had to go after the Psychic Filth.
He does.
He had to. So whatever happens, that's just cool. So we'll do the fight phase on camera, and I'm going to do the Emperor's Champion first.
Okay.
Now I do need to look up his stats because I haven't used him in a while, but he is very good. So I'll be back in 1 minute. So the Emperor's Champion has 5 attacks base, +1 for engaging a character, and +1 for charging from shock assault. He hits on 2s and wounds on 2s because he's powered up. So let's see what happens. He gets to reroll that 1. He hits with everything. It's a full house. Now Sam has transhumaned this Primaris Psyker. So winning on 4s but with full rerolls. So far 3 wounds. Full rerolls. That's better.
Oh dear.
6 wounds at AP -3. 6 ups for this Psychic Filth.
He'll make it. Yes,
Let's see what he can do.
Not 1.
Not 1 of them.
How
I believe these are D3 damage each, so let me roll my damage first.
That's a lot of 6-ups. Maybe not.
So that actually balances out to exactly 12.
Yep.
So 12, so exactly 2 damage per attack, which becomes 12.
It's 6 more dice.
6 more dice. There you go.
Okay, I've got to make a bunch of these.
I think he's got to make a 7.
Yep.
No,
not
definitely
bad.
not. So the psychic filth has been purged from the table, and that is a moral victory for the Templars, even if everything else goes a bit peak-tong. So what we're going to do now is we'll do the rest of the combat off camera, because that was just the cool bit, and we'll see what's left after the dust has settled. So after the dust had settled, there's only one intercessor left here. One did run away. The shame, the shame. But these guys were able to claim... What did he say?
He didn't run away. He tactically retreated.
He tactically retreated. He ran away. And this objective was claimed. Sam was really lucky with his Land Raider. He made a 6-up save. I got 3 wounds on him.
Yep.
He made 1, and then he used the CP and got another. So he made 2 6-ups. And then... but he did take 6 damage because when the Dreadnought Chainfist is targeting a vehicle, it does a flat 6 damage. So that was really, really good. Over here, the rest of the Crusaders bashed into the Intercessors, but unfortunately we only managed to kill 2 of them. So there's still plenty left, but they only killed 1 Marine back in return.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a fluff fest there. But after the end of the turn, the Black Templars are holding 3 objectives. We're holding the centre, and yeah, we scored 6 points this turn because we got maximum engage and maximum, and we got direct assault. I foolishly advanced 1 inch with these guys instead of deploying the scrambler with them. So it was very, very stupid of me. Hopefully there'll be 1 left alive so he can do that next turn. We'll have to see. So we'll be back at the end of the Iron Hands turn, well, movement turn 2. So end of the Iron Hands movement phase turn 2. The lone intercessor that was tagging all those squads, or was being tagged by all those squads, moved out of combat to allow his comrades to pepper these Crusaders. The Terminator jumped out of the Land Raider, the dastardly Land Raider that's still alive, and they are hopefully going to deal with that Dreadnought. And then over here, Sam tried to fall back with his intercessors, and I used Tenacious Assault to stop him from falling back, which means none of those Marines there can be shot, but the Vanguard veterans will be going into them, which could be a problem. And then these Devastators did not want to stay near that combat. They're not confident that their brethren can win. I think that they can, but we'll see. And last but not least, the Flyer fell back over here, so he's just getting engaged this turn, isn't he? He's having a good time. Now, okay, so let's see what Sam could do. He has no psychic phase. The psychics have been purged, so moral victory there for the Templars. Do you know what you're doing shooting?
Yes.
Okay, where do you want to start?
I did a missile squad again.
The missile squad is going into the Ironclad Dreadnought. Okay, you're hitting on 4s, except for 1 is hitting on 3s.
The white dice will be hitting on 3s.
The white guy's hitting on 3s. Okay, that's absolute bullshit, but there you go. So you're wounding on 4s now, because I have toughness 8 as an Ironclad.
Come on.
Okay, so that means I have 3 5-up saves now.
-2.
Now, can I be bullshit? Sam has done very well there. Can I do very well? No. That's seems to be the nature of this game. Do I want to CP already? No, because he's got plenty of other stuff he can shoot at it. So that is 12 damage, but that becomes, yeah, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter.
2.
So that Dreadnought is dead. He doesn't explode on a 4. Should have rolled that a bit better. So that was very, very lucky from Sam.
Yeah.
Why am I forever plagued by people who have fantastic luck? So the Dreadnought has unfortunately gone down. Let's see what the rest of his shooting is going to be. Do you know what you're going to do next? We'll do sort of 1 or 2 other things on camera.
Yeah, why not? I'll do this squad. We'll just shoot everything it's got into that front line there.
Into that front line there. Okay.
Why not?
So they've stayed still.
Yep.
So there's going to be 14 shots here.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. The crit grenade. Hits. Go on.
No wounds. Okay, so now hitting on 3s. Oh, that does not look healthy.
No, it does not. My bolters are not good.
Your missiles are fantastic, so swings and roundabouts.
4s.
4s again. That's 3 wounds in total.
-2 this time.
3 wounds at AP -2. I make 1, so 1 Marine has
I
perished.
think you've made 2. You're in 2-up save. You're in cover.
Oh, okay, so just 1 wound goes through then. Okie dokie. So there we go. I'll put a wound on that guy. Right. I don't think it's going to matter because I think those Terminators are going to diddle me timbers.
Yeah.
But do you know what you're going to do next? We'll do one more thing on camera.
Okay. Captain, fire at that wounded guy.
Okay, fire at the wounded guy.
Hits.
He gets a 6 to hit.
1 wound.
1 wound.
-3.
No. So the wounded guy dies.
Hooray!
There we go. So we'll do the rest of the shooting off camera. You've already had a display of Sam's bullshit luck, which is fantastic. There's a reason why his nickname Six is on the channel. So we'll see what happens at the end of Sam's shooting phase. So end of the Iron Hand shooting. They continue to clear out this flank. They have left the Land Raider undamaged so far. We'll see how long that lasts for. And they were able to do a wound with bolt pistols over here. We're now going, but still a really good turn. I cannot make saves. No. I think I've made one save this turn so far.
Flat 3-man squad, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's unfortunate. My saves are just bottoming out, but I guess I should take storm shields on everyone. Then saves don't matter when you've got storm shields on everyone. So we'll see what Sam can do going into his charge phase. I've got a feeling that this flank is going to basically be cleared out. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Let's see what happens. I've still got plenty of assets. Let's see what Sam can do in his charge phase. So end of Iron Hand's turn 2. Their combat phase was brutal. I just could not make a single save the whole time. And Sam's been rolling 6s like there's no tomorrow. But he earns that nickname. He earns it. Every time you get damage through onto him, he'll roll a 6 at least at some point. So he's doing really, really well. So all these Templars got cleared out. This guy did make his morale though. Over here, cheeky assassinate on Grimaldus. Did not expect that coming through. So Grimaldus did kill one and wound another, but Sam again just made loads of saves on that squad. Over here, I did manage to bludgeon the intercessors down to one guy, and he did stick around. So that's the end of Iron Hand's turn 2. Let's see what the Black Templars can do going into their turn 2. Now we are way ahead on points, to be fair. The Iron Hands didn't get direct assault because I still control it with OBSEC, and they only got 5 points for primary this turn, and they only got 2 points for engage, but they did get 3 points for killing Grimaldus. So so at the end of their turn 2, they'll be on 3 points for engage, 5 points for engage, 5 points for primary, and 3 points for assassinate, which means they will be on a total of 13 points.
My points are not good.
Whereas the Black Templars this turn will be on at least 10 for primary, and then we should get some engage. We should be able to do some data. So
yeah, you're on 10.
It's going to be interesting.
Are you on? No, 10.
Yeah, I'm not on more than you, not yet. So really interesting game here. So Black Templars winning on points but getting battered in the combat. Let's see what we can do going into our turn 2. Can't believe it's only turn 2. So much has died already. So end of my movement phase, this squad actually killed themselves out of combat, and I purposely didn't pile in with them because I wanted to not be tied up by their intercessors. They came up here ready to help deal with the Vanguard veterans. The 2 characters came over here to try and help deal with the Vanguard veterans. We are in the old tactical doctrine now, and this squad remained in combat with him, and the Empress Champion, who also comes out of combat, came up here. The Land Raider actually moved back. There's a good chance that we'll be able to win sort of the long game over here. Don't want to give a Terminators an easy charge on me, and I also want to still continue holding this objective and try and Daka this plane down. The Land Speeder flew over here to claim this objective, so it has to be taken out, or it's very big annoyance. And that is that. So it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, still got these Terminators, which are going to be causing me a big issue. But I should have said I deployed my first Scrambler here. I forgot to deploy one last turn. Big mistake. I'm making mistakes again. So that's the end of the Black Templar movement phase. We haven't got a huge amount of shooting, so we'll probably do it off camera, and we'll see what happens after the shooting phase, and we'll get into the charge phase after that. So I fired the Land Raider Crusader, everything into the plane, and I brought it down to 4 wounds. Sam had pretty average luck overall. So I thought, fuck it, I'll put the multi-melter, I put everything from this Land Speed into it, and it basically one-shotted it. I actually, if I'd done it the other way around, the Land Raider Crusader wouldn't have needed to be involved. But that's all right, because I wanted to do it that way, because if the Land Raider Crusader had killed it, then this cheeky chappy would have been able to fire his melter into here. Now, he's only got 5 wounds left, hasn't he?
Yep.
Currently. So that's very interesting. Now, what was the most interesting part? All the bolt pistols and stuff went into here and couldn't do any damage. But what was really interesting is these 5 bolt pistols killed this intercessor, which has freed this squad up. Which means I will be able to tag that Land Raider. They'll probably die in combat, or it'll fall back and they'll get mercilessly gunned down. But that will definitely that will definitely mean something.
That'll help a lot.
That will definitely mean something, and will help me get my engage on all fronts maxed out. So, big turn for the Black Templars. Let's see what we can do in the charge phase. It's probably going to be big gangbang here, and then these guys going into here. And we'll be back after the charge and after the fight phase, because we'll just do it all off camera just to speed things up a little bit, 'cause it's getting a bit late here already. And we've kind of shown what both armies can do, so we'll keep this a bit of a quicker game now. But the Black Templars did what they needed to do in that turn to cling on. We managed to butcher the Vanguard down to one guy, but he still interrupted with him. And it was a wise move because he butchered 2 of these Marines. So that's really good work from Sam, because that means I'm only 1 Marine between me and the Emperor's Champion, basically. Potentially. There is some shenanigans potentially that could go on here. These Marines charged into the Land Raid and actually brought down to 2 wounds, which is really significant because now it is properly bracketed. Even with its Iron Hand shenanigans, it is on its bottom profile, which means it'll be hitting on 5s. If it stays in combat, it'll be hitting on 6s with shooting. So it's kind of neutralised. Kind of. Let's see what the Iron Hands have got left up their sleeves. The Black Templars are currently on 22 points.
Yeah.
And the Iron Hands are on 13. So the Black Templars are ahead in terms of points after turn 2. But look how much has died.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The only issue, the problem I see for the Black Templars is that there's a block of Terminators here and a block of Intercessors, and we are down to scraps. We are down to scraps. So it's been a bloody game. No matter what happens, it's been a fantastic game. I guess we should always do Marine on Marine. It seems quite balanced. Let's see what happens going into the Iron Hands turn 3. So the Iron Hands they've lost a lot of their manoeuvrability now. So they've just shuffled round here to deal with this squad that dared to assault into their line. So there's going to be a lot going on there. The Land Raider was forced to fall back. That's a big deal. Between the Land Raider falling back, the Devastator staying where they are, and the Redemptor going there, my Land Raider is safe for at least 1 more turn. Which is interesting. And also of note is this guy dropped down here, so he will be within 3 inches of that objective. It's on the bottom floor. He'll be within 3 inches of that objective. And I probably won't be able to do anything about that unless my land speeder becomes the hero we need him to be, but I doubt it. Now, let's see what he can do going into his shooting phase. We'll do the first unit on camera. So what do you want to shoot first?
Intercessors, targeting those 3.
Okay, so here we go. He's in Assault Doctrine, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, so 2. Okay, that's a lot of 1s.
That is a poor roll.
Again, these guys always do it.
That's why they are bitch squad. They are relegated to backfield duty because of such endeavours.
Yep, and there you go. So that's
3 wounds.
8 minus 1, so 3 ups.
Okay, come on.
So 1 dead.
1 dies.
Yeah.
That is a big deal. It will mean he'll be able to target the Emperor's Champion. But what would he target him with? The Dreadnought? That's quite a big deal. I may be forced to use my CP here because the Dreadnought will be the next thing to shoot, and it will go for the Emperor's Champion, I imagine. Yeah. So we're going to have to use a reroll here.
Every time.
The name of the game. No, not every time, Sam. Because when you get rerolls, you roll 1s into 6s, and when I get salt levels, salt warning. Wah, wah, wah. Right, so I've lost this guy. I've lost my CP. I've lost the will to live. Right, Sam. Do you know what you're going to do next? If not, we'll call it there.
Not.
Okay, Sam doesn't know what he's going to do next, so we'll let him have a think, and we'll be back after he has finished all of his shooting. Yeah. So after the dust had settled, the screening squad was dead, and the Redemptor unloaded everything but an Icarus missile into the Emperor's Champion, who proceeded to make every save. Yep. The Armour of Faith, 2 up in cover. I laugh at your AP -1. I laugh at you. Then the Icarus rocket pod came into the land speeder and did get a hit, did get a wound, and did 2 damage. So there we go. So there was some scatter shooting that was done here, and they killed a cheeky Marine. So I believe it's going to be a charge phase.
Yes.
Do you know what you're going to charge first?
Dreadnought, of course.
Dreadnought's going first.
Go for it, lad.
He's pretty keen. For someone who's dying and having the lifeblood sucked out of him, because Redemptors are pretty messed up if you read the fluff.
Look at that.
They don't tell them that the lifeblood's getting sucked out of them.
Just batteries. Termies, 7.
That should be more than enough.
Yeah,
and I can't interrupt, so this is probably sayonara for this unit here. But still, interesting. So
you're going to win through points at this rate, so I can't do anything
maybe you are going to very much struggle to get any points from that. Maybe 1.
2 characters in there. Why not? I need to move up. Captain fails. Lieutenant is in.
Probably makes it.
Yeah, Lieutenant's in.
Yeah, nice.
And I will... I'll simply reroll the captain, why not?
Okay.
Yay!
He'll be in.
Yeah, there we go. Like so, half an inch. Problem solved.
Very nice. So we're not going to do this on camera. We will just film the predictable end results.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll be back after the dust has settled. So predictably, the squad was smushed. The captain went first and killed 4. The lieutenant went second and beheaded the last one. So yeah, interesting indeed. So let's see what happens. The Iron Hands have definitely got more assets on the field. I'm hoping I can kill that. Let's see what happens going into the Black Templar turn 3.
Yeah,
wow, it's so much is dead already. That's what happens in Black Templar turn 3. So, cheeky Black Templar movement phase. The characters went and hid in this Land Raider because as I moved the Land Raider forward, which meant that nothing will be able to see that Land Raider next turn. Even if Sam moves around, we've checked it, double checked it. So that Land Raider is safe. It's got 2 characters inside it. They're being protected because if Sam wants to get assassinated, he's going to have to work damn hard for it. We then boosted the Lieutenant over here to hold that objective. And these guys came here and deployed the scramblers objective. We've got some points for retrieve Octarius data. The last thing is this land speeder moved over here and fired everything into the store for the Land Raider. There we go. But unfortunately didn't get any damage. Even with the CP reroll, I couldn't get through. So it's a bit of a summary Black Templar turn. But I have got another 3 points for direct assault. I have got 3 points for engage on all fronts. So it's going all right so far. Let's see what happens going into Black Templar turn to Iron Hands turn 4. So we just did a summary of the Iron Hands turn because of Black Templar shenanigans. They couldn't really see anything. Right. These Terminators moved and advanced onto the objective. Sam claims his first 3 points for direct assault. This Redemptor moved and advanced over here to get him 2 points for engaging all fronts. And he shot a Land Raider and his missiles. It took both. It took both to kill the land speeder. It was plucky. It was dodge, duck, dive, dodging and ducking and everything. But unfortunately, Las Cannon Beam took it out. And well, it was a valid. I actually really like that unit.
It's good. It's really good.
I'm highly thinking about taking more than one of those now. They were actually really fast and they put out a ridiculous amount of damage. That double multi-melter zipping around had no right to be that good and only failed 1 turn.
Yeah.
You know, it did really, really well. So that's the end of the Iron Hands turn 4. They have gained 15 points that turn, 2 for engage, 3 for direct assault, and 10 primary. But they are gonna struggle.
Yep.
They're going to struggle on points. They've only got 1 more turn. All they've got to do is be shenanigany for a turn, and we may pull something out of the bag here. So, because we went second, we can score objectives at the end. There's loads going on here. So let's see what the Black Templars can do going into their turn 4. Welly Wellington. The Black Templars are down, but they are certainly not out. We are going to pull some absolute bullshit shenanigans out of our bumholes. So, the lieutenant that was here moved over to here so that the Dreadnought, can't fit through that gap and can't get the distance to charge him while still holding that objective.
Yep.
These guys moved in advance and got the big 6, so they've jumped out and they're hiding behind that little bit of terrain, which means next turn they should be able to deploy Lust Scrambler. The Emperor's Champion that had taken refuge inside the Land Crusader popped out and is hiding and cannot be seen very easily at all from any of Sam's firepower, and is holding that objective for me now. And he's pretty tough. He's pretty tough. The Marine that was here jumped into the Land Raider, and he's going to be he's just staying safe because I have a plan to try and do a turn 5 snatch and grab on this objective. It may not happen, but I am OBSEC and Sam isn't.
Yep.
And then the jump pack captain that was in this Land Raider jumped out and got a 5 on his advance, which meant he was able to go 20 inches, and he snuck himself into this little bit of obscuring terrain, which makes it really difficult for Sam to see him. And again, we might go for some kind of cheeky grab over here. One intercessor versus one captain. How good are these Primaris boys?
Not that good.
But the best bit was this Land Raider, which is a Crusader designed for killing infantry, was just by a whisker within 24-inch range of this Land Raider. I didn't think it was, and someone was like, just measure it, just measure it. I was like, oh, fine, go on.
Yeah.
And it was just in. The assault cannon whirred up, and then unleashed the Burt cannon.
He did 2 wounds.
Did 3 wounds.
Oh, yeah,
You failed 2 saves, even though you're on a 3 up, because Land Raiders are 2 up plus naturally. With a reroll, you still failed it, and then the Feel No Pain went through, and you failed both. The first time you haven't got one of those.
I know, it's beautiful.
And the Land Raiders did. So my Land Raider, armed with bolters, beat his Land Raider armed with las cannons.
Okay.
And that would not have been possible if it wasn't for the heroic actions of that Crusader squad there. What an absolute... They bolt pistoled and then charged a Land Raider. What absolute heroes.
My 300-point Land Raider has killed a Land Speeder.
Take the Crusader, mate. It's the man's choice. But Sam, you were making a really good point about transports, weren't you? Do you want to just run us through that quickly?
Yeah, simply just use them. Use them all game. You can easily get in, you can easily get out. Just multiple units can get in and out and use it. Just use it to boost your movement.
Absolutely.
It's not a drop pod, so just use it. Use it as much as you can.
You tend to run more transports than what you've run here. You have a couple of rhinos and a razorback, don't you?
Yeah, love them.
Yeah.
Just jump in and out.
See, my instinct, and I'm going to be really honest with you guys here, my instinct was not to jump back inside a Land Raider. And Sam was like, look, I've used transports more than you. Trust me, jump inside that transport, keep your guys safe, move it around.
Yep.
So to be fair, Sam, you've helped me a lot in this game.
Yeah.
But so it's the combined sort of 2 brains that have definitely helped. But we're playing a friendly, so it's all right. Like I've pointed things out for you, you've pointed things out for me. But it's definitely really appreciate it because I would have just sat my Land Raider there, blazing away, Imperial Guard mindset, not thinking. Got to get that.
You're a Marine, buddy.
I'm in the Marine Corps now, son. So that was turn 4 for the Black Templars. The Iron Hands have got turn 5 to try and pull something out. Now they will be on 3 objectives.
So we'll get my 15.
So we'll get 15. At the end of that turn, I got 10 primary. I got 2 more for engage, and I didn't deploy a scrambler yet. So I got 12 points that turn.
Yes.
Let's see what the Iron Hands can do going into their turn 5. Their options are limited.
Very.
Let's see what they can do. So a very quick Iron Hands turn. To be honest, this game took forever to do turns 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then turns 3 and 4 just became a super tactical game. Basically, the Dreadnought moved and advanced over here. It just got enough that it needed in order to get the extra engational fronts. These characters got some more engational fronts. This guy ran the hell away, but is also getting some engational fronts, and then of course Bitch Squad and the Devastators are doing engational fronts over there. The Terminators got +3 for direct assault. The Devastator Squad, 2 missile launchers. I thought Sam could see all of them, but he was adamant and I double checked and he was correct. I should never doubt him, he plays Marines more than I do. And he launched 2 missiles into here, he got 1 hit. Got 1 wound. It was 6 followed by 6 for him, and then I got a 6. 666, the number of the beast. This Crusader has just been man of the match.
He is.
Man of the match. Oh well, I kind of want to give it. The Land Speeder is the hero of the match.
Yeah.
The Crusader can be man of the match for its tactical ability. So that's it. That's all they wrote for the Iron Hands. They scored an additional 21 points that turn.
Not a bad turn.
Not a bad one at all. That's a big old booster Rooney. Let's see what the Black Templars can do going into their final turn 5. I'm just going to basically move stuff around and try and kill an intercessor, and we'll do that intercessor on camera because it'd just be funny. So let's see what happens going into Black Templars summary turn 5. So end of the Black Templar movement phase and shooting phase. The Emerald Champion held this objective, +5 points. These guys moved but did not advance into this table quarter and deployed the Scrambler, which got me 3 Scramblers, or 3 servo skulls retrieved, so that got me +4 points. And this lieutenant continued to hold this objective for +5 points. The sneakiest sneakerson, the Crusader, the sword brother, who was in this land jumped out and advanced, got 3. That puts him within 3 inches of that objective. He is objective secured. They are not objective secured. That means I will get direct assault and
50.
will hold more objectives than Sam.
Yep.
Big deal. And we've double checked it. We'll double check it again just to make sure we're not jibbing on any points. But that is how we can see it.
Yep.
The only thing left to do is this captain jumped around here. I'm going to get a better angle than this. Jumped around here. And he is going to Sword of Judgment this intercessor. So I'm going to charge him.
Charge.
Sam has spent 2 CP, his last 2 CP, for transhuman. My captain will get 4 attacks basic and 1 attack on the charge.
Yeah.
He hits on 2s. He's got 2 1s.
CP.
I do have a CP, but I'm going to save it for the wound.
Okay.
I've got 1 wound through.
CP.
I've got 1 wound through. Now it's AP minus 4.
So he gets no save.
So it's no saves, but it is 3 6 upfield no pains. It's flat damage 3. And he doesn't make them the Sword of Judgment, the only combat relic worth a damn. And that will help me control another objective there. So no matter what, I've definitely snatched some objectives off Sam there.
Definitely got
we will double check the direct assault thing over here. We don't want to be sneaky McSneakersons. So what we'll do is that is the end of the Black Templar turn 5. That's the end of the game. The Iron Hands do have a lot left, but we actually still have all our characters in Land Ranger Crusaders. So points-wise, it's probably similar.
I think Black Templars have got it.
Yeah, I mean points and army.
Oh, points and army.
I think you might have a few more points left than me, but I've certainly done, still got with this and my 3 characters, it could be interesting.
You still got, I reckon you got 600 points?
Yeah, about 600. I reckon you've got about 700, 800 with your characters, maybe?
I reckon 600 myself.
600, okay. You know your army better than me at a glance, so I'll defer to your better judgment there. So, it's close.
Very close.
We'll add up the points, and we will come back with a final score and a quick 2-minute end of game wrap up. So, end of turn 5, end of the game. A really, really close game. So, we've added the points up and we've double checked some of the secondaries just to make sure that we've not missed anything. So the first one is we check direct assault and it says if you control it, I am obsec, therefore I control it, then you get the 3 points for it. So I did manage to get that one. However, over here, I double checked it because I thought I might be wrong about just needing to sneak 1 guy in, and I was wrong. You need to be wholly within. So I dropped 4 points there. So that's we've double checked everything. So anyone who's written any angry messages on the keyboards, don't worry. We've double checked it. Now, in terms of primary points, Sam got 40 and I got 45. And then in terms of secondary, Sam unfortunately really struggled on some of the secondaries. Yeah. He did fantastically on engaged on fronts, got 12 points for that. But for direct assault, he only got 6 points. Because I just kept flooding that objective with bodies, and he was a little bit slower. And then for assassinate, he only got 3 points because he's used to play. Yeah, he's used to play my brother, who's Scholar for Jedi. Go and check his channel out. And he's used to play my brother, who is very blasé with his character. He's like, oh, Mephiston can handle it. And then Mephiston gets, Duke Smash Fist to the face. So Sam was sort of expecting me to be very similar because I'm using Marines, but I'm a guard player, so I'm super cagey with my characters. So
I've never seen so many characters not get in combat.
They got in combat when they needed to get in combat. They bullied an intercessor there, and they bullied some Vanguard vets there. The Emperor's Champion went around and slaying.
Yeah, I mean, that's his job.
That's his job, snapping necks, cashing checks.
I mean, he's still hiding at the end.
He's still hiding at the end. So, definitely an interesting use of the Templar characters.
Emperor's Champion being there.
He's a tactically flexible guy. But anyway, final points. For Sam was 71. Yep. For me, because I was able to hold that objective, this objective, and then I claim objective at the end of the game, I had that one and I had the middle objective because of OBSEC. That meant I got 15 points for primary at the end of the game, which maxed me out for primary. I got 45. And then I managed to get 12 for engage on all fronts as well. Because I got 3 on 2 turns and then 2 on 3 turns, so that was 12 points. For direct assault, I got 9 because I got turn 1, turn 2, and then snatched it at the end as well. And for Octarius Data, I only got 4 points because these guys couldn't deploy the Scrambler, so that means I didn't get 8, I got 4. So when we've double checked everything, the final score should be, including painting score, 71 for Sam and 80 for the Black Templars. So just snuck it there at the end.
Sneaky.
I have said a massive thank you to Sam because he definitely, you know, he did help me out in a couple of places here and there. We know when I was sort of concentrating on filming, he was like, dude, don't forget you can put people back in land raids and stuff like that. So massive thank you to Sam for being an absolute gent. It's 1-1 now between us on the channel, and we're starting sort of a new tally for 9th edition and battle reports. So it's 1-1, so there'll have to be a decider, but then we'll probably play loads of games, so there'll be loads of deciders and tiebreakers and whatnot. So do you just want to 30 seconds, final thoughts? How do you think the game went? How do you think you listed?
List is very slow, and it needs some more speed in it. I like the land speed because it adds speed. If there's something similar, take maybe a bike squad, maybe the new Primaris bike squad would be nice. Chunky.
Outriders.
Yeah, the Outrider, that would be nice, chunky movement.
I agree. I think your list is, you do this with all your lists. You take really good punch, but then with your admec you don't take maneuverability either.
Speed either.
You have Vanguard Vets though.
Yeah, this one just needs something. A nice speedy unit in it.
You've certainly got punch and power.
Yeah.
You know, I feel you had Black Templars running. Black Templars had to pull out sneaky shenanigans. I had to go tactical on you rather than Black Templar on you. So
they can handle the fight. It's just getting where they need to be. They need a bit of boosting.
Yeah, I think you know. I mean, I'm obviously going to say this because I love land speeders now, but you can get 2 land speeders and change for your Storm Talon.
That is true.
You can zip one in one direction and one in the other direction. It's food for thought, certainly.
Comes with the same amount of guns.
It comes with, that would be the same amount of guns. 2 assault cannons and 4 multi-melter shots rather than 2 las cannon shots.
On 2 platforms. That's actually not
more wounds.
More wounds.
Same toughness.
Same save.
Same save.
No -1 to hit there.
No -1 to hit though, but a smaller target, so nippy McNippersons. Definitely something to think about. I have 2 land speeders now, so if you want to borrow them for a battle report, we can definitely try that out. Unless I'm using them. Final thoughts from me. Black Templar list. I did like the transports. Thanks to Sam, I can definitely see them having a lot more tactical flexibility. I love the Land Raider Crusader. I always and ah about taking it, and that he always punches well above his weight.
Yeah.
I love the Land Speeder. I had some bad luck, but I think it very much balanced out in the end when I got some really clutch things. So whilst I was failing saves left, right, and centre, I don't think I rolled less than like a 5 for advanced rolls all game. I'm blowing myself out of combat there and then charging that Land Raider there. So you know what? I think the luck balanced out perfectly across everything because your 6s started flying away at the beginning, but then disappeared at the end. So yeah, anyway, really good game. Thank you, Sam, for coming down. It's very late here now, but really, really cool battle report. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and of course, I'll see you guys next time.